This is kind of the problem with like the private equity invasion of everything is there's like that recurring cash flow is such a desirable metric that it's invaded everything.
I'm to live the best, awesomest life, so you might as well do it. And I think we've like determined that the drugs and things aren't that bad for you.
Yeah, I mean, like if you look at a lot of celebrities, the ones who are like, 70 years old, 80 years old, Arnold Schwarzenegger, they'll like still look like pretty good and are moving pretty good. I mean, you really think the only difference between him and like your grandparents is that they exercise more?
No, absolutely not.
They got some chemical help. They took the special vitamins.
And what if you live, instead of living till 95, you live to 94, but for like the 30 years before that, you felt way more awesome than you would have otherwise?
I mean, it makes perfect sense to me.
I don't know. I'm all about optimization, dude. Spend the money, do it.
Having family that's gone through that end of life period recently where they are just like not really functional. My grandfather was a rocket scientist, worked at JPL, was a professor at USC, super smart guy. Retired. Bro, he doesn't even like know his name anymore.
Right.
It's been like that for years. I'm like, that sucks. Nobody wants that.
If I get to that, just like euthanize me. Like,
so,
I don't want to.
There's a good chance of that happening to most people, right? And so, like, I guess a higher chance than not when you get into elderly ages, right? And so you might as well live like an awesome life before that.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And if you don't, if you're going to wait to do shit when you get old, then I don't know. I feel like you're doing it wrong.
Yep. Take care of your body. Do drugs. Yeah. Good drugs. Not
do
bad
good drugs.
Yeah. Good drugs.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Collecting Keys podcast. I am Mike DeHaan here with my co-hosts Dan Austin and Dylan Cook. When are we going to rebrand this thing since we aren't in real estate anymore? I feel like we need to have this discussion.
Well, at least 1/3 of your hosts are.
For now.
Yeah.
For now, yeah.
For now.
What was the name I came up with? I can't remember what you and I were messaging about.
Like collecting cash flow, because I feel like it keeps the collecting brand, but it just pivots to something different.
I don't hate that one, right? I'm just trying to fall in love with it.
The only problem is it's so similar to CCF, which is Ryan Dossey's program.
It's the exact same acronym.
Which we came from. It's the same, but his is create cash flow.
Yeah.
Right?
And remember, it used to be, we were OGs. It used to be create consistent cash flow. It was CCCF.
I know. That's true. So he already rebranded. Yeah. We just have to be like what? Like CC Flow? Like that sounds like a rapper. I love that guy. He's great. Is that the rapper that got killed at 24 that I hear about every other week that I've never heard of before?
Must be.
To round out the health discussion, going back a little bit, did you see that the proposal from like Trump to like basically subsidize all the GLP-1 weight loss drugs is that if people are healthier, not spending as much money on medication, that they could spend that money elsewhere on the economy, and that should be like a GDP boost for basically making people less fat.
Hey, the logic's sound. I just don't see that happening because what happens is GLP-1s become cheap and then fat people get on them and they stay fat because they just keep eating. Like that's what happens. I don't even know really the science about GLP-1s. I do know that maybe it makes you eat less. Does it make you eat less?
Yeah, you make you feel full earlier.
So it doesn't actually do anything inside of you?
So I was talking to my friend who's a nurse practitioner. Like this is what he does. It's like Vitalis, if you know Pete, Dan.
I know Pete.
And I was asking him, like, what do GLP-1s actually do? Because we were talking about a friend of ours who's a guy that we've both known for a long time that is like athletic dude. He's been like trying to like cut weight forever. Like I worked with him back when I was in the gym. He never really lost weight. And then all of a sudden he like has magically. And I was like, he has to be on Ozempic or something, right? And so I was asking him, like, what does it actually make a change? Because with my experience with this guy, I can tell you for a fact his main problems was too much consumption of beer, and he just had a shitty diet. And I can promise you, he did not change those things overnight after trying to do it for the previous like 10 years.
Yep.
And so like there must be some kind of physiological change. And he was saying that it actually does create like a difference to how your body responds to glucose and burns body fat. The problem is that only exists while you're on it. And so what tends to happen is people will go on, the weight loss drugs. They'll lose a bunch of weight. They have suppressed appetite. They're burning glucose. They're doing these different things. Their metabolism will down-regulate so that it's super low, and then they don't know how to reverse diet. So then what happens is they go off of it. They get hungry again. Their body stops burning glucose, and they like do what most people do when they've never cut weight before, and they go eat a bunch of shit. And the weight doesn't just like slowly come back on, but it comes on fast because your body's glucose regulation is also all fucked up. And so I don't know. It's just like all the other kind of stuff, right? Like it is a tool, but if you abuse it or you don't use it correctly, then you're going to have problems.
It's a drug manufacturer's dream. Is this recurring revenue, right? It doesn't fix any underlying problem. It fixes what you want, your symptom being fat, but you have to stay on it forever.
You're in that space. Well, you were when you were a pharmacist, but like, is that part of the model that these pharmaceutical companies really strive for, is like a recurring revenue piece, and like how long they expect the average person to be on those?
So we never got any like direct, like talking to a drug manufacturer to say like explicitly yes. However, if you look at new patents of what drugs are actually being research and development and what are coming on the market, a lot of them are autoimmune drugs, which people are on forever. They just suppress the symptoms. And things like new antibiotics, those have not come out in a very long time because there's no money in them, because one, the actual substances to make them are pretty cheap, like the natural resource, but two, people have an infection for 1 to 2 weeks and then it's gone, right? So underlying incentives and what actually has come to market would tell you yes.
This is kind of the problem with like the private equity invasion of everything, is there's like that recurring cash flow is such a desirable metric that it's invaded everything, right? Like my last car that I had, if I wanted to have remote start, it was a $10 a month subscription.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck? Like the thing was there. It's basically just like if I didn't pay it, they just deactivated it, you know? And they've talked about it with like all these different Teslas and things. My parents, they joined a medical facility because they wanted to get out of like the whole Southern California. Like all the hospitals are always packed. You know, they're older. They have like regular needs. So they have this doctor that essentially you pay an annual fee to be able to go to the doctor.
And like concierge medicine.
It's concierge medicine. There's no other cost outside of that.
Yeah.
You can go there and like do all your stuff. And sure, if you have to refer to outpatient, you have to pay for all that kind of stuff. But like just to do like your checkups, blood work, scans, whatever, you just like pay him a recurring thing. But it's very specific that it has to be like a recurring basis. You know, it's not like, oh yeah, you pay me one time.
They're trying to do this with like HVAC companies now, like, you know, and stuff like that. So it is all over. A lot of it is private equity focused because all they see is recurring revenue equals higher sales multiple.
Yeah.
Dude, it's all the same freaking shtick too, because I don't know if you guys are getting this now, but like I know one of our local HVAC companies got bought up by private equity. And I have like 2 or 3 now. They just text me, hey, by the way, the seasons are changing. And I have never used these HVAC companies. Would you like us to do a service? It's a free inspection. Like it's the same model for all these private. It doesn't matter what industry it is.
You should text back. Oh, I don't remember opting in. Here comes your lawsuit for texting me.
Exactly, though. And these are big companies, right, that are doing these things. So it's highly illegal what they're doing. Like, but it's the same playbook. It's like they go to the private equity conferences and they're like, well, this is how you increase revenue. You got to get leads. And we just use these texting platforms.
If any trade service comes up to your house and they have a tablet, you're getting ripped off.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Yeah.
But it's a huge thing that they look at too when they evaluate your business. So like these handful of workshops I did at acquisition.com, they have like their whole scorecard that they put together with how they analyze businesses that they are looking to acquire. And it was built off of what they went through with their investment bankers when they sold Gym Launch. And the recurring revenue piece is one of the highest rated things. Like that matters even more than like top line revenue.
Yeah.
Like if you can show recurring revenue growing over a like long-term basis and it's subscription based like that, and you have low churn of your clients, that is worth significantly more than high revenue.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what's worse is what they do is like, because I tried to cancel my wife's Planet Fitness and like, oh no, she has to come in physically and say, I want to cancel this. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? They're like, no.
Oh yeah. They make it really hard.
Yeah. So of course we paid it for like 2 additional months before that happens.
Yeah. I had one of those during COVID. It was a gym that I used to go to and I wanted to cancel. I needed to go in there physically to do it. That's what the person told me via email. Must have been like a VA or something. And I was like, the gym is closed. Like, how do I go in there physically to do
it?
It's
a pandemic.
Yeah, we're in a pandemic right now. Like, what are you talking about? And I had to go back and forth for months until finally someone called me like 6 months later and was like, yeah, we'll give you all your money back.
That's crazy.
So dumb.
Yeah, it is super dumb.
Well, what's going on? Big picture, Dylan. Did you stay up and eat some popcorn watching the State of the Union address?
I actually didn't watch any of the State of the Union, but I saw some highlights on Twitter.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was on.
Nobody did. It's funny. I saw this little tweet from, what's the medical lady that went to jail for all the fraud? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yes, I do. She did like the test tube labs.
The Therones.
Yeah. What's her name?
Something Therones, the girl with the black box blood testing thing.
Elizabeth Holmes.
Elizabeth Holmes.
Elizabeth Holmes. Yeah. Okay. So it was like a little tweet from her, and basically it was like, she's in prison. So it's funny that she has social media, but I don't know, whatever. I don't know how prison works. And she was complaining that they let everyone have extended recreational hours to watch the BET Awards, but they wouldn't let her stay up to watch the State of the Union address. then the comment on it was, when you're, what was it saying? It's like when you don't want to fully support the administration, but you desperately need that like presidential pardon, because she's been one of the people that's been like waiting for it.
Yeah.
But she also like previously was very outspoken against Trump.
She definitely doesn't deserve a pardon.
No. Oh, absolutely not. She's like actual criminal.
She's terrible.
But yeah, I mean, point being, I don't know, do people actually watch that? Has anybody ever watched the State of the Union, regardless of who the administration is? I can't imagine.
I enjoy it. I like to watch them, and I didn't even know this one was happening. Maybe it's just my life is too busy, but I didn't even know it was.
I feel like I remember my parents watching them.
They're getting really political lately. Like the last, 8 years, 12 years, it's just been a whole like yelling match and just kind of stupid.
Yeah, totally.
Who stands for what? Who claps for what? It's just like dumb.
And there's so much like political showcasing like bullshit. Like there was the guy that had like the sign that said like, black people aren't apes. Like I agree. But like, is this the appropriate place to do that? I don't know. Like it just feels so absurd.
Yeah.
Well, if you're asking in the real estate stuff, or go on, keep your rant going.
Wait, you're going to defend that? Like,
yeah.
No. I said it with the real estate stuff.
It's a great thing.
Yeah. The whole point, like, and you said that your parents used to watch it, but also 20 years ago, 30 years ago, there was nothing else to do.
It's true.
Yeah, I know.
Your parents probably also watched 60 Minutes every Sunday. I know mine did.
Oh, 100%.
Could not see Jake Paul boxing back then.
Yeah. 100%. But they weren't rotting their brains in 7-second Vine videos either. So
yeah. So is there like anything important that came out of that we need to talk about, or can we just like move on?
I think we can just move on.
I don't think so. There's probably nothing, economic either that came out of it.
I did see there was a Kalshi bet going. What it was? How many times was he going to say huge?
Oh, I saw it for like billions or trillions. That was what I saw.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So, there's lots of those. But there was like, what was his huge count going to be? Was a specific one. It was like over under 7.5 or something. But I thought that was pretty funny. But so anyway, well, outside of that, the like big picture stuff, rates are down for homeowners, you said. So you've seen a pickup with your listings. It hasn't really affected much on the private money side. But like, are they actually sub 5 now? If
I helped someone buy a home, and they bought down the rate a little bit, but it was 5.5 FHA.
Okay.
So 30-year fixed with a small rate buy down. So I remember talking on the podcast previously that there was some DSCR stuff that was more competitive than owner occupied stuff. And so I'm just like, now that these are coming down, I know they traded a little bit differently. I didn't know if that was still where they were at comparatively, I guess is my point.
They might trail and come down a little bit. Like what we've been seeing in like the DSCR side is that the rates are not moving, but their box is getting bigger.
Okay. That makes sense.
So you're starting to see the same rates, but it will apply to more people. And so like it used to be like you needed to be premier credit, this experience, whatever, to get the best pricing. Now it's like they're having a little more flex on credit rate and those sort of things, but it's still generally the same pricing, which I don't think will change that much just because there's such a huge appetite for that debt. They don't need to drop their rates, and so what'll happen is like all of the funds that like companies like us sell to that then sell it to the big buyers, they will just make more money because they're going to be originating at the same rate from us. And then they're just going to sell it at a bigger premium upstream, which is how private money generally works. And it's funny. So like that's typically not supposed to be how conventional loans work, but there's actually was this huge lawsuit with this Optimal Blue. You remember we talked about that on here, I think. It was like a loan pricing platform that like Wells Fargo and all these big Fannie Freddie lenders normally use.
Yeah, they're colluding to keep prices high or whatever.
Yeah. So essentially, like back when interest rates were awesome, 3.25%, 3.5% for everybody, they could have been significantly cheaper. But all of the people that are like basically the back end buyers that show up on Optimal Blue, they colluded to keep the rates higher so they could make a fucking killing selling it for super premium rates.
It's just like if some landlords in a general area all agree to keep rents high. Like
exactly. Which also happens. I mean, that happened in Spokane. This is a big thing right now.
When did this happen in Spokane?
Like in the last year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't hear about it.
There's currently an active lawsuit against...
is it alleged?
No, it's proven. that one of them actually fessed up to it and basically threw the others under the bus. It's all the property management companies that do all of like the Douglas's apartments and, whatever the other big families are that owned kind of like the really shitty apartments. They all were essentially like, what they were doing is they were letting people know what the traffic was on like different prices so that people knew like not to go below that.
Oh, they're like publishing statistics.
Well, not publishing statistics. They were basically like sharing like, hey, we got a lot of interest like at this price. So you can definitely like make all of your new ones be like higher than that.
I mean, it seems reasonable.
Yeah. The problem with all that sort of stuff is once it starts to be detrimental,
it's a slippery slope
to the people that are already like really kind of stretching. That's when people have a problem.
Yeah.
It's weird because like real estate, to prove that real estate is like still an insider game, like there are people like if you know someone at the, development committee that, and like, there's our inside things that people know or like deals that come to market that other people just don't know about, right? It's not an even playing ground.
Of course.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Yeah. Like there's nothing wrong with that. But I guess I'm saying there's more inside information in real estate than there is anything else.
Especially in real estate. Yeah, we see it a lot in our market on the commercial side. It's an interesting stat I heard recently that once insider trading was made illegal, Warren Buffett's returns actually just went to average. So if you look at his returns over a long period of time, his returns used to be above average because he had so much good information coming to him. But once that information became illegal, his returns kind of trended back towards the market averages. But he is so big.
I saw this. My only counterpoint to that is he was still like $100 billion funds. Like going from zero to his size was a lot easier than going from 100 billion to higher than that.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
Because the buckets you have to invest in are a lot smaller.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah, totally, dude. And with that, I don't think it should be said to take away from what he did to get to where he's at. Because I think there's a lot of that. It's not all insider trading. Because if that was the case, there'd be other people with big funds like that. But it's it shows how powerful information is in the right hands.
This is like those Polymarket or Colshy things of like, someone just created an account, put $100,000 on this like probability of 7%, and then like it hits and they get like fucking $10 million or something.
Well, yeah, it's like Trevor Noah saying what do you say, like potato at the Oscars. This is a joke. He actually got like investigated for this. Is he was like talking, he stopped and he goes, potato. And he goes, someone just made a shit ton of money on Polymarket.
Yeah.
What? That's hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, because theoretically, you could go on Polymarket and see what's trending as an individual and then go and make that thing happen.
Yeah. What I don't understand is like the sports betting and NIL, or even in the NBA and stuff, are like, if you make $50 million, why are you trying to get like another $250,000 from this betting?
It's so stupid.
Because it's fun.
Why not? Like, jail is not fun.
Sure it is. I make good money. Am I putting $200 on fucking Sydney Sweeney showing up the Super Bowl? What else am I going to do with it? And I lost that money.
Yeah.
She wasn't fucking there.
Yeah.
You did have a direct impact in that. These are people betting on their own games.
That's true. That does seem weird, right?
Yeah.
And you do see stuff like that. And there's actually I follow like the Kalshi subreddit. And there will be people that'll be like, this has to have been rigged, right? And it'll be a college basketball game where the split is like, 8.5. Like the game's over. And the dude has like a breakaway layup and he like misses it, like kind of like almost like intentionally. And you're like, come on, dude, you're at the line. Like it just doesn't make sense. And I would imagine there's probably a lot more of that going on than you'd realize.
Some of them have got caught. Like Chauncey Billups was the biggest one in the NBA because he was a coach that got caught too. And like you see him sub players that just didn't make sense. I don't want to go on a tangent on this, but this like the after footage is like, this looks pretty obvious.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, when it comes to some of like the bigger stuff, I mean, even like, you can bet on Trump saying different things or stuff's going on in politics, right? You're really telling me that the speechwriter isn't like going and like saying like, oh, he's going to say like this word.
Totally.
Right. And he's going and he's like putting all of his money because he knows it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't you do that? I would do that.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a nobody. So like nobody cares. Like people aren't going to think twice that you just made $10,000 on that.
So should that be illegal, do you think?
Absolutely. It should be illegal.
It's interesting, but why? Who's losing? So
basically all the people that bet against it because you take all their money.
Yeah, I guess I understand that. Yeah.
The people who are betting without the insider information.
Yeah. It's the same as if you went and like gambling and you looked at like the next card up and you're like, I bet that's a check, right? And then you're the only one that knows and you convince all these other people to bet on it and then you steal all their money. You can't do that.
Yeah, but it's just your free choice to go bet on that, a dumb thing like what Trump's going to say, knowing that somebody could cheat.
For sure.
Have you seen the reverse Jim Cramer performance
No,
thing?
no, I haven't. Is it good?
So basically, there's two things on like autopilot. There's the reverse Jim Cramer, so to do the opposite of whatever he says, and then there's the Nancy Pelosi insider trading one.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Doing the opposite of Jim Cramer beats insider trading.
Really?
That's how bad this dude is.
That's how bad his stuff. He's been on TV for so long, though.
Yeah, I know, man. It's just funny. The doing the opposite of what he says literally beats insider trading, which is to me it blows my mind.
That is funny.
He's like cursed person. Like, do you think that's his way of, like, is that part of his brand now? You think like he intentionally goes against the insider knowledge that he probably gets?
I think he's a puppet. I think people are like people tell him like, just like, hey, this is what we want you to say. And he's like, all right, you pay me lots of money.
I think so. I think anybody that go on those like business talk shows and like talk about things, they've got to be trying to influence markets and do things like that. There's no other reason why they would do it.
Of course. Yeah. 100%. Did you guys ever watch Succession? Like the full series through to the end?
I think I did.
I have not.
As you get into the final seasons of it, because it's pretty much about the family that owned Fox, Murdochs? No. What are they called?
Those are the Turners.
Whoever it is. But either way, like essentially like the family is based around the Fox News family that could have like built that whole empire, right? And it's not the same. It's not like a biopic, but it is there are a lot of parallels, to like how they do everything. And as you get into later seasons, there's like a whole presidential election. And the whole thing about it is like, how do they manipulate what the people are saying and where do they actually show that news so that it gets like the most buzz from people?
Yeah.
Right. To the point that they're like only releasing things in like certain states that are like anti-Democrat or pro whatever,
right.
Purely because they know it'll make people do the opposite thing.
Oh, interesting.
And essentially what they do is they sway the entire presidential election because of that. The really crazy thing is when that season came out, it was actually before Trump got elected. But the parallels are wild. Like looking at it, they predicted all the stuff that ultimately ended up happening.
It's definitely not a leap to think that media companies are trying to manipulate things, right? It's definitely, I believe it 100%. I mean, you just look at the headlines that they're trying to do, right? And it's beyond viewership now where you would have thought before it was like, oh, it's just based about viewership because then more marketing money. I think that's a big part of it, except for then when those companies that hold the marketing dollars control what you say because they are also lining the pockets of the politicians to keep those people. It's just like a whole, it's incestuous. It's so gross.
Yeah.
It's a problem.
One of my favorite things to do when I want a plane, if I'm sitting behind like some old guy, because also too, I'm always fascinated when you get on a plane, if they have the TVs behind you, like a third of the plane just watches Fox News, like for entertainment.
Really?
Yeah, dude. I'm like, what are you doing?
When you fly first class a lot, that shows a lot.
Well, so that's why they're watching Fox News. That's why they're flying first class.
They got that money.
Yeah. But like, and I'll sit there and I'll watch like the old people in front of me. And like literally the little headlines at the bottom will be like, trans teacher accused of abusing children, it'll be on the screen for like 5 seconds. And like next thing will be like,
oh, dude, they're programming, bro.
Somalian pirate invades southern Utah preschool, like whatever. It's just like every buzzword you can possibly think of. It just like turns through and the guy's just like yelling at the screen the whole time. And you have these baby boomers that are just sitting there just riveted, and those are the same people that are like, cannot believe that you let your children use the iPad. I'm like, fucking, you're worse than they are.
Dude.
Like,
shut up.
The hypocrisy is kind of funny.
It is very funny.
But can I ask a question related back to real estate? Why is the last punch list items the hardest freaking thing to get done on a flip?
I'd say that's the worst part of just like life in general is the last 5% of everything.
Yeah.
It's funny. I feel like if you're in any kind of project-based business, that is always how it is.
Yeah.
And I think the problem is because like you can see that it's right there and there's always like one more thing.
Yeah.
And once you're there, you're kind of done with the project mentally. Your contractor's kind of done with the project mentally. They're already moved on to the next thing.
Yeah.
And it's just like always something new.
Yep.
But
and it's like a light switch or like an outlet cover or like, it's just like this small miscellaneous. I thought I was going to be done with this flip we're doing like a week ago. And then now it's like these small miscellaneous things. I'm like, I don't want to take it to market until it's done because I don't want it to go like sour after the first like 2 weeks if it's still there. It's just annoying.
I mean, that's the kind of like dumb shit that Dan and I used to go out and do on our own just because like we needed it to be done. And our contractor was like, well, no, I'm sorry. I'm doing something else now. And like, no, you need to fucking finish your job, dude.
Yeah. Contractors suck, man. I don't even know.
I mean, it's kind of the same thing though. It's like, and they're like, oh, job's done. And, you shouldn't pay them until it's done, but like, it's just annoying.
Well, it's not even always flips either. It's like if you're turning a rental, that's even worse because then like your tenant moves in and they're like, hey, all this shit's broken. You're like, what?
Yeah. I had no idea.
I told him to do it. He told me it was done, and he sent me pictures of the stuff that was done. Mm-hmm. He didn't tell me about the other stuff that was broken that he just walked past.
Yeah.
It's actually got to a point where my assistant tells new tenants, it's like, hey, this place just got renovated. Been like this for 30 to 60 days. You might have some stuff that come up. Just like notify us and we'll take care of it. Just so like telling them that so they're not pissed off at the beginning of their lease.
Or what you do is you just get a property management company. You don't have to worry about any of that shit. It's great.
Yeah. And then they take half your profits.
Yeah. Well, I don't pay them $400 a month. Yeah, exactly.
But your opportunity cost is so much higher than that though, Dylan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But we've talked about this. I have my own in-house property management, but my assistant runs 90% of it. So like, it's not really me doing it.
Your own in-house property management is his name Dylan?
No, it's not. I won't put her name out here, but it's not me.
I mean, the real ticket is if you actually have good people that a person can call, having like a $9 an hour VA can literally run 30, 40, 50 properties for you. The trick is like Mike and I have ran into this issue in Spokane is like, there's just not that many good people to call. And that's why you hire a property manager because they a lot of times have it in-house or they have enough work that those people answer the phone for them and charge them a reasonable price. Where if you're just trying to do it like us, like you kind of have to know some nuances and like talk to the right people. But like if you're just going to turn over to a VA, but I have a friend that runs his property management with a VA and works perfect for him. But he has people to call that are reasonable cost.
I just found not too long ago a contractor. Who knows how long this will last because they never last.
Until he goes to prison.
That actually, when they put in a maintenance request, he'll respond within like 24 hours and actually just go take care of it.
Oh, nice. And he actually like accepts it through like a software too?
Yeah, like does it through like the actual platform that it's in. I'm like, you are a unicorn.
Yeah, dude.
Nah, dude. You got to let it sit for at least a week because usually tenants will just fix it themselves.
All right. Our rule of thumb is three phone calls over 3 weeks, then we fix it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, you can replace the light bulb. It's your light bulb. You moved in there.
That I will not do. I'm like, this is in your list. Like you were responsible for this. Like, no, sorry.
That's landlording.
I do not miss when we used to run that side of the business. It was such a pain in the ass. So there was like always something.
Whenever you got a notification from a tenant, you're like, what? Like this lowered your mood automatically. It's never good news.
And why is it always like 9:30 p.m. on a Saturday?
I know.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Or like one time I remember I was like in a comedy show trying to have a good time out with my wife. We were some friends and a tenant's like freaking calling me. And I'm just like ignoring her. And then I see on my watch, I get a notification and she goes, the basement's flooded. I'm like, perfect. That's what I want to do with her,
No shit. Oh my God.
And then I'm like, well, maybe you should stop putting tampons on the toilet. And that's actually what the problem was.
That's not good for it.
Well,
no.
One of the legacy tenants still had my phone number, tried to call me at like 1 a.m, but she was locked out of her apartment.
Nice.
Even if I would have answered, you're shit out of luck till the next morning. Yep. Sorry. So.
Yeah. It's funny. I guess being locked out of their apartment, I don't know if I ever had to deal with that.
Oh, I have.
They got a motel.
So I've had, because I have college tenants and I have a lockbox on the outside that's for me or like contractors and maintenance and stuff. And so I had these tenants, they're over there for winter break. They leave for winter break and come back. So I had a couple that were there and I had to change the doorknob because the key got stuck in it. It was like a shitty doorknob. So I was like, here are 8 new keys. Make sure everybody in your house has one. I put a new key in the lockbox, put them right there, talk to the 2 girls that were staying there. And then I get a phone call from one of them. These are people that live in the same house. Hey, my key doesn't work. Oh, yeah. Did you see the text I sent to the group chat or talk to the 2 girls who I gave the keys to? And she's like, no. It was like raining outside, 5:00 on a Sunday. I was like, I don't know where I was. I wasn't in Spokane. I was like, yeah, you can use the lockbox right next to the door. But I was like, but put the key back into it immediately.
Yep. That thing's gone forever.
So guess what I get? Another call. Hey, sorry, I forgot to put the key in the lockbox and I'm locked out again. Like what? Like you just didn't think to grab one of the 8 keys sitting right next to the door on the coffee table?
Put it on a keychain. Do something.
Like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I can't help you. Like what?
She's on her phone. The entire time she's on her phone. Like that's like.
I was like, how crazy. So that key thing went on for 3 weeks with multiple people. I'm like, the freaking keys are there.
Yeah.
And then I sent a guy over there to replace the oven. He's like, there's no keys in the lockbox. I was like, oh my God, how are these people graduating college?
I'm just going to say this and then I'll flush over the same. It's like, so we're selling a condo that we flipped or whatever. And she's like, hey, I was very proactive. I was like, here's all my entity information. Here's the HOA contact, name, phone number, all spelled out. Great. Can I have the HOA contact, please? I'm just like,
yeah.
What? Can you not freaking read?
Yeah.
Like, and so the general population lately has just really pissed me off because I think they're all dumb.
It's like that with everything, man. Like literally today we had someone reach out panicked because they couldn't get onto our portal to request a draw on their hard money loan.
Oh, yeah.
And I responded back and I was like, I've spoken to this person 3 times. And I'm like, yeah, so if you remember, we no longer use that portal and all of our jobs are done through SiteWire. And I said, I just resent you an invite because I saw that you never accepted the previous one. Okay. And she responded back and she was like, I don't recall any of that because things have been so crazy, but I believe you that you did that. She's like, just customer feedback. You should have like more of a process for how you onboard people. I'm like, I did the process.
You got an email invite.
I told you.
Yeah.
You did everything.
Yeah.
You just didn't answer it. I'm like, you're busy. I got 45 loans we closed this month. You think that yours is that important to me? No.
No, in fact, I'll never close one now. You're off my list. You're blacklisted.
Exactly. Yeah.
Sounds about right.
But hey, that's what makes a market. There are people of different intelligence levels.
Yeah.
And the different outcomes are what's fair.
This is true.
And to be fair, there are probably people that have the same grievances about us somewhere.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
I'll accept those grievances.
I would actually like to hear what that is. I wonder what the most inconvenience I've caused somebody that I would unknowingly caused them. That was like, they were like really fresh with me like that.
Making them bring your bank statements to see if they have cash to close.
Yeah, well, you get that a lot. But that's true. I guess it goes both ways.
Why do you need my bank statements? Like, I don't know. Do you have any money?
I know. Dude, we had this guy.
Submit a bank statement for $500 in it.
No, dude. His first bank statement was negative $1,200. And then the next one was $300.
Yeah.
And he started throwing a fit when we weren't going to close his loan.
I would just lie.
Like, where's the money?
Oh, you can't lie, but like not submit it. Like, goddamn.
Well, he did lie. He lied to our loan officer when he brought the loan in and told them that he had like 20 flips in the last 3 years and 50 grand in the bank, which if you've done 20 flips, you only have 50 grand. You got to figure your life out.
Yeah.
But then everything was false. I'm like, stop lying. We're going to catch it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Did you really think that this is not going to come to light?
I don't know.
I guess not.
Whatever. That's people do. People suck. But the unfortunate thing is that people are also how you make money. You know, until we all start using AI coin or whatever, where like we get paid from the AI robots. We got to keep relying on people.
Wasn't there something recently on Twitter that there was a rent-a-human from the AIs or whatever?
Well, I mean, there's been rent-a-human in Asia forever.
You could do a lot of renting of humans.
You can. But like actually, like if you go to like Human, you can like rent an old man to like hang out with you and teach you wisdom. I see like Instagram reels about this all the time.
Really?
Yeah. It's a program that Japan actually does to help older people like stay engaged in society so they can sign up for it. And basically you can be like, yeah, this guy's going to come get sushi with me. And this old Japanese dude shows up and you like hang out with him and he tells you stories about the war. And because they're Japanese, they're all like fit. So they're like walking everywhere with you.
Yeah.
Like it's not like you're babysitting like you do in the United States.
I know, right? That's cool. I'd rent an old Japanese guy.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah.
We should bring that to Spokane, like rent a crackhead.
Well, you don't even have to rent it, dude. They're just there.
That's true.
Every time I see like the fentanyl leans on I think of you guys because we don't really have that here. Like
fentanyl fold, baby.
You do have it. You're just not where you hang out.
Dude, I'm in the bad parts of town a lot. I was in the very bad part of town today, like looking at a property. So I think I would have seen it by now.
Dude, fentanyl, I'm pretty sure that movie about like Oxycontin addiction was in Ohio. I'm pretty sure. Like
well, the Interstate 75 was a big like transport for it, all the way from Florida up to here. So yeah.
I feel like Cincinnati's like the Gary, Indiana of Ohio, dude. You guys are ghetto shit over there.
No way, that's Dayton. That's Dayton.
Yeah,
Springfield. Yeah. We used to do deals out there. That was just some of the worst places I've ever seen.
Yeah.
There would be houses where like the seller would be begging us to buy all of them. He's like, no, I'm only selling you this one if you buy all of my houses. And there's 6 houses and the purchase price is $50,000. Yep. Jesus Christ, they're worth nothing.
And you're still going to lose money.
Yeah, because even if you fix it up, it's only worth, $35,000. And it needs everything. The thing's down to the studs.
Wild.
Exactly.
The roof in that market still costs the same as the roof in your market.
This is actually my counterpoint to, I think your buddy John Brooks posted something about there's not an inventory shortage in the United States because there's all these vacant or abandoned houses. My point is those houses aren't usable. Even like you may as well take them off the map entirely because no one can afford to rehab them and make them livable houses again.
Yeah, that's where the city has to come back and buy them and tear them down kind of thing.
That had been like a charity.
Exactly.
Yeah, like that's what they did in some of those places in Detroit in 2008. I remember there was people that were buying like entire neighborhoods for like $1.
Yeah.
And then the condition was that you had to return all the houses to being livable again and then sell them.
Yep. And then you still are getting grants for like, we're guaranteeing like a small profit for the stuff, like even if you just do the work. So
anyways, well, end of February, into March. Cool. Hopefully everybody's had a good first couple months of the year. What are you guys working on these days? You should shoot me a message on Instagram, Mike_invests. Let me know what's getting you excited in business, in the world. What should we rebrand the show to? If you have any ideas, shoot me a message. I would appreciate it. And thanks for listening, everybody. We'll talk to you guys next week.
Bye.
See ya.
This episode is sponsored by Sir Lancelot LLC, also known as SLA Capital, which, if you didn't know, is Dan and I's private lending company. So yes, we are sponsoring our own show, but what you going to do about it? It is our private lending company that offers hard money and DSCR loans to real estate investors of all types. So you can be a new investor, an experienced investor. You can be buying flips. You can be buying rentals, whatever. We can do everything. And not only that, but the rates that we offer are just as competitive, if not cheaper, than pretty much every other company out there. So whatever big company you've been working with, bring us their term sheets and I guarantee you that we can probably beat it. We have the same connections they do. We just don't have all the overhead and middlemen. So if you want to come and check us out, go to slacapital.com/keys and I will know that you came from the show. And by seeing that you came from here, when you get to closing, you will save $500 on your first loan with us. So slacapital.com/keys, we would love to fund your next deal. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you want more from us, you can shoot us a follow on Instagram. I am at Mike_invest. Dan is at InvestorMan Dan. And Dylan is at Dylan_does_deals. Shoot us a follow and send us a DM to let us know what you think of the show.